right, good evening. Welcome to Solid 100.9 FM tonight. Going to make this a night to remember. Shalimar, old school music right here on the very special show a lot of people know and love and respect. Every Monday night, you know how we do this right here on Solid FM. We always gather as men, the house of men where women too are welcome. It's about 5 minutes gone past the hour of 8 p.m. tonight. It's a Monday, the last Monday in the month of August 2020. And by tomorrow, you'll be saying happy new month in the month of September. Before you know it, the Ember month is already upon us. Yes, just a few months away from December. And, the year is just running so fast. It's like coronavirus just cut the year and just left us with a few months in 2020. But it's all good. We're here, alive and well. I'm always happy to see my men in the building every time when we have to gather here. I'm talking about someone like DJ Good Noise, the legendary, the one and only, my brother from another grandmother's younger brother. Good Noise, how you doing?
I'm cool, Super Sam.
All right.
I'm cool.
How's your day been so far? Monday, do you ever say thank God it's Monday?
Yes, I think I had the opportunity to say thank God it's Monday today.
Because of
I have a deal. I got a deal on a Monday to do something on a Tuesday.
Wow. So tomorrow is going to be busy for you.
Yeah, it's going to be busy for me.
Wonderful. That's great. We always pray that those kind of Mondays come out. We also have the editor of Vista.ng, my very good friend, Ebube Ome. How are you doing, Ebube?
I'm good.
Yeah. How did you have a good Monday? Did you leave Enugu to any other place over the weekend?
Actually, I was in Anambra yesterday.
Hi, Mr. Travel Mates. Mr. Travel Mates.
Yeah. Today I was good and it was less stressful.
Less stressful.
But today,
all right.
Yeah, I had time to rest. I was actually.
The first time you've actually rested in a long time, right? Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand.
So it's a cool stuff. It's a Monday that started right for me.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. All right, let's have our good friend also in the building, one of the bad musketeers in the building, of course, every Monday, Mr. Onyembo, a.k.a. formerly known as Nonso Okolo, according to his jam form. No, so is that not your jam form? Is that not what's on your jam form? No, so I don't think today that mic is not working as usual. So you and Ebube have to kiss one mic.
Good evening and welcome.
That's all you have to say. All right, gentlemen. Good evening once again. If you're just joining us and you tuned in, don't touch your dial. Let's keep doing.
He just interrupted his drink. That's why he had to quickly.
Anyways, guys, welcome. It's been a very, very busy week so far since last Monday.
Wow.
And as at yesterday, we heard, gentlemen, can we focus on the topic, please? Can you, because I don't know who is bankrolling you people. So
DJ Good is bankrolling me.
Can we know? Can we focus today? All right, let's start with the airport reopening, the famed airport reopening, 30th of August 2020. We heard Enugu Airport was being reopened, and it was a big, according to, was there any fanfare around this thing?
There was,
who went?
There were plenty women with gele.
And actually,
yes,
and people are busy making noise out of nothing.
Mm.
And they sat there like very disappointed a lot. But
the airport wasn't open.
Yes. Yeah. It actually they actually wanted people to celebrate the airport. They celebrate the project that went on there.
Okay.
But I can tell you that for me, I think. It's a good thing, but then the celebration is quite uncalled for. And
thank you, my brother.
In fact, I was actually disappointed this evening when I was listening to news. They say so person, unless they did this, unless they thanked the president, who is again the former deputy senate president, thanked President Yaradua, who initiated it. Then thanked Jonathan.
The wrong way.
Then thanked Buhari. Then something came to my mind. I say, this man called former President Yaradua took over in 2011.
Yeah.
So does it mean that
since 2011?
Yes. It took over in 2007. That's
2000. Yes. He passed on in 2010. Yes.
2010.
Yeah.
So does it not mean that it took us that number of years
to
get this airport in this shape that it is? You understand? And why is it celebrated? if it is not the celebration of mediocrity, I don't know what I can call it, because if you can take us this number of years to get our airport fixed,
do you remember
regardless of the fact that the people who were even praising the airport are people who were in government before, who could have just done it within some months.
Do you remember, Ebube, when the Abuja airport was grounded, and how many months did it take to fix that airport? It wasn't up to 9 months.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well,
because they diverted flights to Kaduna.
Yes.
Yeah. So if we could do that in 9 months, why did we take so long to do the Enugu? Why did it take to refurbish the Enugu airport? According to they had craters, not runways.
And the whole thing wasn't even.
Because
the whole thing wasn't even made up.
Let me answer his question. Because the Southeast politicians are selfish, and because of that, they have reduced themselves to paperweight politicians. with a feeding bottle.
You want to say
the feeding bottle mentality?
They are not what the paper their names are written on.
I'm telling you, I'm so mad at what transpired yesterday. All the accolades and all that, and for me, it's an elevation of mediocrity.
Please, where did all those pictures come from? They always have these pictures jumping out of the internet. And every time.
Whoever that is doing that Photoshop for them, that picture, that person knows the work of Adobe Photoshop very well, because the way the person
cut out, the person cut out where the sign of Akanu Ibiam is supposed to show. It just showed the one wing without the showing of Akanu Ibiam. If those of us who ply that area regularly, you know that there's a big sign on the top of the airport terminal, Akanu Ibiam International Airport, but the person did not show Akanu Ibiam, so it's a repetition of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it's a good thing that the airport is open for use.
Is it open for use?
Yes,
that's the thing.
It was horridly opened.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I can remember Business Day. One did a publication that Enugu State government is using around 10 billion per annum if the airport is shut down.
Being shut down,
so
yes.
It's a good thing for us in the hospitality industry in Enugu and even in the entire southeast. So we are grateful that the airport is open. But then the fanfare that came with it
was uncalled for. All right.
When you see women in Ashabi,
no, women in Ashabi has always been.
That's the thing.
They're what we call political fixtures.
The airport still have scaffolding around it.
Thank you,
gentlemen. Can we also?
10 billion. We all knew when it was in the news that Igbo elders went to President Buhari
for the 10 billion,
and they approved 10 billion. So let's say 1 billion was used to fix the runway.
Let's say. But I'm sure it's more than that.
At worst, 1 billion was used to fix it.
At least 1 billion. 1 billion, yeah. But you know one thing that I am very confident.
And there are still potholes there.
No, it's not the potholes. What I think is the issue is that I think the airport is officially open for flights, irrespective of the reconstruction. Let's say that the airport is not the airport terminal is not fully finished, but commercially the airport is open for business.
So it's quite unfortunate. Let me use the word unfortunate now, because we need to look at health and safety now of users of the airport, since it's still under renovation or remodeling.
Are you sure it's not political
or reconstruction?
Do you think it's political? As in they just needed to open it quickly because there was so much hue and cry about this?
Super Sam, I think it's just the selfishness of the politicians, that's all. I think that people got tired of traveling to other places to take a flight and all that, and they've been clamoring, they're so selfish about it. They're not even thinking about
that's
so
right.
many other things.
So I was asking this question.
Yeah.
Do you share what Good Noise feels about this?
I think what transpired there, the state of the airport reminds me of the Nigerian Airways that was celebrated the other time within this administration, actually, where they now celebrated the Nigerian Airways that is more or less done in pictures. They just designed the logo. I even learned that the logo of that airway was designed abroad with by one.
It was it Airway Nigerian Airways or Air Nigeria? Or
Nigerian
Air.
So Nigerian Air has been in the air. You understand? Without materializing.
Gentlemen,
So-
they were
so-
not talking
so-
about an airline. They were talking about the airspace.
No. Sammy, why are you saying that?
How did they
Devils are
confuse
advocates.
you?
They actually, when they started by consulting with a foreign firm that is into branding, so they developed a logo that is worth millions of naira for the purported Nigerian A. So what happened and still happened in this Enugu airport reminds me of that thing. There is this kind of nexus between the way the Nigerian A was treated and what is happening here. So much noise with so much little. That's what is happening.
Well, I feel that maybe we don't. The grammar was what's confusing people. The airport is open for business, which means whether they scaffold or anything, you can pass on that and go to. But the airport is not ready.
Not
in terms
ready.
Of, I mean,
It's
the,
not ready.
the terminal is not ready. But the tarmac,
So the airport,
But the
airport-
runway
the
is
runway
ready.
is ready.
The airport
Yes.
can be open for business
Yes.
without a funfair. When it is fully ready, they can come in.
Must there be funfair? Why do we have to? Why do we have to always funfair everything?
Hey,
Anyways, the women that always come out for, they are always ready with their ashobi and ashobi.
They are hirelings. If you are doing child education now, I can bet you if you have 1,000 naira to share,
They will come out.
those women will come there.
All right, now so Ohanes Ndigbo celebrated. Is it Enugu at 29? I was really wondering how Enugu became 29. The mathematics, Enugu is supposed to be older than that. I'm looking at Enugu
No.
at
You
30.
are talking
No,
about
the creation
Anambra.
of,
You're talking about Anambra.
We
Old Anambra.
celebrated 29 years of creation from the old
1991.
Anambra, yeah.
So it happened that the Honese place at Park Avenue.
Have they finished it?
It's still under
So no
construction.
construction.
Just like the airport.
Hey, thank you. That's a good example of the same thing. Ohanes and Igbo's their new layout and all that, and they have been tinkering on that same building.
I think they.
I pass there every day, and I see no reason why that place cannot be
The place is
be
good.
done.
They've roofed it, although the air has
The Air Nigeria.
the air has shifted the womb of the roof. It's quite unfortunate.
And there's even an old structure in front of that auditorium.
No, they don't want.
You know, they don't want to remove it, but at least you could have.
So,
Yeah.
it was an interesting outing. The governor graced the occasion. The President General of Ohanes and Nyawodo was there. A whole lot of.
Do you guys think Nyawodo is one of the most beaten social media wise? Do you think he's one of the most one that has had a lot of people, throw jibes at him more than any other Ohanes Ndigbo President General?
Well,
Because he
Yeah,
has
but
been.
what I like the way he takes it.
Well, I like the way he spoke when he was addressing the Honese Nyibo that was gathered there. I like the way he spoke. He made his point without
Insulting anybody.
And his point was gotten from him. Everybody sitting down there knew
What he was saying.
who he was talking about and what he was saying.
Yes.
Because at the time he was trying to buttress his point and reference some people. He didn't call their names. So I liked what he said, and thank God when he was making his speech, the governor was seated there. He also talked about the MNA killing, and I like the position he took. Although he said immediately the same happened that he called the governor. Governor said that he's on top of the situation, like he briefed him, and governor called him
And briefed him.
when he must have done his move and briefed him. So he accepted that they were actions that even if the governor have not said anything, it does not mean that governor is seated in the government house without
Doing nothing.
So it was an interesting outing though.
Enugu at 29. One of these days we're going to sit down, analyze Enugu at 29. And those guys, those of you who have been in Enugu for 29 years, I've just been here for...
I never left.
And you never left.
I've been here all through.
All right, let's move on to other issues, national issues. FFK versus the great journalist from Daily Trust. I have my position. Gentlemen, tell me your positions. I'm not say tell me your styles. I'm say tell me your.
Sammy, I know your position, and sorry tonight, my position and yours are
yes, that's good. I like that. Yes,
because he who goes to equity must go with clean hands, and he who sleeps and dines in a glass house shouldn't throw stones.
Be afraid of stones. Yeah.
So what's FFK displayed is a typical FFK. It's just that people don't understand. People are easily swayed by sentiments and emotions when it has to be tied to either religion or tribe. If not, I understand. I started following FFK during his days in Obasanjo's government.
Yeah.
I remember when Obasanjo said that FFK is my boy, give him food and he will sing for you. So, and then I still remember at the time he was anti-Igbo in the sense that in fact he made a derogatory comment on our first lady, the Ojuku's wife, Dime Ojuku's wife.
I thought they said he grew up with her. They went to the same school and they grew up.
And he also said that he also said that he know more about the woman. You understand?
He knew her like Adam knew his wife.
Yes, he know more about the woman, and that's derogatory. That is.
But supposing he knows more, supposing he really knows more,
should he now kiss and tell?
And is it today all of us kiss and tell?
He shouldn't kiss and tell, and saying that is a kind of bringing the reputation of our great
Ojukwu.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the journalist now.
Coming to what he said, why I'm laying this foundation.
You want to prove your point.
For people not to expect so much about it. There was a time you went for drug rehabilitation and all that.
Yes.
So and those things keeps coming. It's a blast from the past. You keep interjecting with his present day's activity, even though he knows how to speak English. But a man who has a short fuse should not celebrate it.
A man who has short fuse
should not celebrate it.
Okay.
Because the question that he was asked is a very normal question.
No.
It's normal.
No.
Wait.
This is where I disagree.
Wait. Sammy.
My journalist friends, my colleagues.
Sammy.
Do you know what is bankroll?
Sammy.
Yes. Okay.
The question is, who is bankrolling you? You understand? Who is funding your trip? If that same question is asked or is thrown at me, what I would say is either if I want to be tactical about it, I can say you are the one bankrolling me, and people will laugh and move. That's why I like Obasanjo.
But he made a whole big deal out of the whole thing.
Yes. So it was his response now that started.
That shows that someone is bankrolling him.
Exactly.
No, gentlemen. My problem
James Hadley will always say the guilty are always afraid.
No, the issue we have from a professional standpoint.
Or was it
my friends in the NUJ might not like what I'm saying, but
that
question was not a professional question.
How is it not?
It was not a professional question. I put it to them because, if you already know who FFK, except the man works in a newspaper, that question is supposed to elicit what kind of response to get the story he wants to put in paper. What is he going to say? Is he going to write in his column, or is he going to write it as a reported story? What is the purpose? Because I've said it on Facebook several times. I said, regarding this case, there are 20 ways I would ask that same question if the question was actually relevant. You already know this is FFK. FFK is reacting the same way. You will not put that question to Femi Falana. You will not put that same question to Obasanjo. You know that these people have.
No, they ask Obasanjo plenty things, even worse than that. Obasanjo knows how to answer this question.
Yeah, so Obasanjo knows how to answer the question. Does it mean that Femi Fanikade should know how to answer the question? Why is the question?
See,
who is bankrolling you? As in what? What is the purpose?
See, I feel
ask me when I'm asking me.
I feel that someone is
bankrolling me. It's rolling me in the back. Yes, but it's
I feel in the whole FFK and the journalist travel. I feel the journalist at some point when I thought he would stand on his feet and be a journalist, he became a bloody civilian.
That is another point I want to make. If I'm dealing on that question and I have intel, I have sources, people who tell me that this man is being funded by somebody. If I put it to you and you shout at me, I tell you, sir, I'm sorry if you take an offense, but it's a question. I need you to answer it. That's why we're in a press conference. If the man was cowed, if the man was easily put down, then that question is a very useless question.
See,
Ask
see,
a man,
Sammy,
ask a man to ask you that same question, my
Sammy,
brother.
see, this man, the journalist didn't just. The journalist went to Femi's wall on Facebook and on Twitter. That was the same question. Almost 99.9% of everybody that commented on his various posts with regards to his travels have always asked, who is funding your travels? Who is funding these tours?
Gentlemen.
Who invited you and all whatnot? So I believe he lifted those questions from there to even asking one-on-one. But the fact that he began to beg, sorry sir.
I don't think see. If I
Come
want to put that question to you,
Come
and I
on.
pick that question for your social media page, I will say, on your platforms, there have been questions about who is funding your trip. What would you reply them? That is a tactical question. And listen to me. If you're answering close-ended and open-ended questions, an open-ended question will get an open-ended answer. You're here in Calabar, sir, and you have been in Anambra. Are you a guest of the state governor, or you're here on a private capacity? That is another way of asking who is bankrolling your trip. Sammy, it now leaves an open. Now you ask him who is bankrolling your trip. He will say somebody or nobody.
Super Sam.
Oh, gentlemen, come on.
Sorry, Super Sam. So then why the apology?
That's what I'm asking. Why? Who? Why did
Why
Femi?
Femi had to apologize?
Because
why did the journalist beg Femi when Femi was
Femi
making
needed
fool of
to
himself?
see, Femi needs to apologize because according to how he's perceived. Look, I feel Femi has a reason why he's going around. I think Femi wants to contest.
For
I
what?
feel
For
Femi,
councillor?
For which councillor?
Femi
wants to look. Quote me today. Femi is trying to contest.
Contest
for
what
something.
now?
Is president a bad thing to contest for?
Femi is contesting.
Why are you looking down at him?
I'm not looking at down on him. I'm talking about his character should not even.
It's not his character.
No, it is.
There are more people. There are more people who have. What is in Femi's character? I'm not defending, but what is really in there?
Okay.
Have you not seen other people who have questionable characters? You are
What-
going to read it.
what is- what is not in-
You're going
what-
to read about somebody who everybody knows his character and his attitude and his political history is questionable. That guy is going to run. He's going to run for presidency. So anybody is qualified to run for president.
Sammy, in as much as everybody is
Femi wants to
wait
run.
Now, in as much as everybody is qualified
Dino wants
to run.
If Dino runs,
Wait now, if in as much as he is qualified to run,
yeah.
but Femi has inadvertently told us that he's not qualified to run
Because of what?
because of his response.
Just
It's not that way, my brother.
No,
it's not that.
it is a pride. It is a pride into his personality.
It is not. See,
No.
no, Ebube. There are more people
is-
who have used. God help me. I don't use this word. There are more people who have questionable character, and they have run for political office, and there are people who are sponsored. Let's not begin to start.
Sammy.
Is it because of this one?
Sammy.
What of the one that went and sat down in front of in INEC office and shouted, "We can never," and the person still contested? He contested for Delta State governor.
Wait, he has the right to contest.
But Femi doesn't.
But as Femi also has the right to contest. But I'm telling you that he doesn't have the capacity to be a president.
How do you know?
I know.
Are
I
you
know
in his
with
pocket?
this.
He has
The
shown
way-
just
the way-
there.
the way- the way he co-
this is
Sammy,
this is
Deep pocket that they used to be president in
I
Nigeria.
don't know.
no.
Sammy.
Is it
And he
is
didn't-
it press
and
conference
he
that
didn't
used to be
just
done?
stop there.
What is Femi's
kept on talking.
achievement if not my father this,
Leave.
my father that?
There were- okay.
That is this.
Many of those people who are
Cambridge this.
No.
And all that.
Let me ask you a question.
He keep on brandishing all that. That's
many
not
people have come with worse credentials or no credentials.
Sammy, I'm
And
not talking about many people today. I'm talking about a
It's
Femi.
not because
a Femi who
you
couldn't
can-
manage a simple question.
It's not.
He's trying to be a president. You know- do you know-
Femi's
do you know-
response.
do you know
Femi's
Femi-
response
Femi-
cannot judge him because of what he did.
No, he can judge him.
I disagree.
We know him with this.
I don't know.
We know him now with this.
Please, what of Trump? Nko? Trump, Nko, what would you say about Trump?
Trump.
Yes.
Cannot compare the political atmosphere in America and the political
Leave
atmosphere in
it
Nigeria.
between Trump and Femi is doing common
Let
interest
me
when it
tell
comes
you,
to this Trump.
if Femi does this in he did in US,
You
he will
cannot.
not be elected. And again,
we can't.
again, he will not be.
You run. You run.
He will
you
not.
run a
He keep
newspaper.
on running
If both
until
of us- if both of us-
he's run away from the. He
if
runs
both of-
away from the
If
country.
both of us want to go back into history and check out some rubbish a lot of people have done in the past 8 or 16 years of political activities, you will know that there are some foolish statements some people have made. There are some useless outbursts some people have made. It's not today. You can't judge Femi based on that. Look, I'm not Femi's fan number one. Let us be clear. Femi Fani-Kayode's attitude, the way he talks, the things he supports, I'm not his support. You cannot say because of this isolated case. Look, people easily forget.
It is not an isolated case.
People easily
it's
forget.
Not isolated.
When did it happen again?
It's not isolated.
When did it happen before?
Wait
then?
now. A Femi who couldn't guide his tongue when he was lashing at on ladies. When he was lashing on ladies, another I follow this man. This man is not fit.
Even one of his interview. I like what the journalist said him, Mr. Femi, excuse me, are you asking me? Are you talking to me like that?
See,
I saw the video also.
Let me tell you, gentlemen.
Femi, even
Femi or no Femi,
in a press
Femi
conference,
is not the least.
called even an elderly man stupid in a
Femi is not. Femi has people that are worse than him. Femi himself you cannot say because of this case Femi is not qualified to be president. The ones that don't come and talk nah, leave this thing. What are we talking? We don't even have time.
The Bible said that even a fool is counted as wise when he's keeping quiet.
See, Femi, because of this case, and I'm hearing that NUJ is now boycotting. Look, most of these politicians, they don't do. Yeah, let's also boycott states. Let's boycott states that have been arresting journalists. Let's boycott states that have been jailing journalists. Let's boycott. Let NUJ stand up for people that have stood against journalists.
But they did that to this guy now.
Let's also
Governor Umahi now.
NUJ
for how long? For how long?
Let's also
he apologized.
Let's also have
he reinstated them. He had to. They all know that their political careers depend on it.
Let's also have Biafra Bar Association.
Because of what happened in Kaduna State. Now let's leave those. That Kaduna State story is really is annoying, because if you look at it, well, I don't know. I don't want to talk about Kaduna.
Somebody was invited. Somebody was disinvited,
and it's a problem.
And NBA is now saying they have a new NBA. They have even wrote the Attorney General of the Federation that they have a new body called NNBA.
No, that's an Arewa NBA. It's not Nigerian.
Are they saying this because they don't like the new NBA president? Because this is too useless to be heard in public.
I'm telling you,
this is totally stupid. God have mercy.
They say El-Rufai was invited and disinvited. That they acted on sentiments.
Okay, I'm happy for them. The new Kama law, my brother, let's move on because we have just a few minutes. The new Pastor Adeboye is in Aso Rock, and I'm sure it has connections to the new Kama law. And there are many sides of the Kama law, and I've been very cautious about talking about it because I want to see all sides of this to know. But the only parts that I've seen are the parts of where government is talking about managing religious bodies that have and NGOs that have questionable financial records. That is the main part that I saw somewhere, which I do not really have much of an issue with, but there are other parts where people have serious issues about the new Kama law.
Which part?
The other part, and also we talked about it earlier about the number of what's that?
Number of what?
The number of
trustees.
Yes.
Simon, see the Kama law. I keep asking people this question. I will see repeating that. He who goes to equity must go with clean hands. And if you are preaching about transparency, you understand, you should be seen being transparent. You should not kick against anything that has to do with your records being kept there for people to see. Where these people are having issues with, also this is instructive. Where these people are having issues with this thing is the issue of trustees. Have you seen the document that many churches use in opening their churches in CAC?
No.
If you have seen them, I've seen plenty of them. You see that this person, the trustee, it's okay. Who are the trustees? The pastor will write his name.
His wife's
writes his wife's name.
His child.
His children, the unborn ones. The one that he used that name there to name them when they are born. You understand? You now see that this thing is a family thing, right? That's why the same CAC kicks against NGOs that has Ebubume as the head of the trustee, Ebubume's wife as the other person.
So they are trying to cut family dominance in organizations.
The reason is this. The reason is this. I don't want to see it. I don't want to talk about it that way. What they want to do is this. They want to bring out the monopoly. That monopoly to do and undo from whoever that is establishing an NGO and whoever is establishing church.
A religious body.
You know, so that there will be trustees. If you remember in the UK, a Pastor Matthew Ashimalo was, in fact, he ran from the UK when he saw they were investigating him. They were close to nabbing him because if they had nabbed him, they would just throw him into jail. They don't care. He ran away. What did he do?
Even Pastor Chris.
He dipped his hand in the church pocket to fund his personal project, right? These things are done in Nigeria here, and people don't even give a damn about it. When I was even talking about it on Facebook, I infuriated plenty of pastors who are my friends, and even the church I go, they are infuriated. One of them had to write long epistle about.
So is it that you're clamoring that trustees should be open to other members of the church and not just the pastors?
Yes, what I'm saying is this:
the leader, the clergy, because it's not just pastors.
Yes, the clergy, and in that my post I put priest. I had to bring everybody together. But have you asked yourself why is it that the Catholic Church are not kicking against it? Why is it that the Anglican Church are not kicking against it? Why is it that Methodist Church are not kicking against it? Why is it that it's only Pentecostals that are owned by one man that is kicking against it? See, let me tell you this. See, we have to be seen to be transparent. This Christ we talk about was transparent. The person who was even holding the money, it wasn't anywhere related to him. Somebody else was even holding the money. This guy that pays even the tax.
But some years ago, maybe 2 years ago or last year, there was a new law that came out that restricted the tenure of pastors or leaders of churches to 10 years or so, that you couldn't be a head of a church for over 10 years. And I remember Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Adeboye had to stand out from being the general overseer of Redeemed Christian Church of God in Nigeria. And he now went up to become worldwide. So there was that law for people who own churches, who ran churches. Let me not say own churches, who ran churches. So is this is probably like a follow-up to that Kama law?
No, Sammy, what I can say is this Kama law, if it's properly implemented, that one should be null and void. You understand? Because even if that person stays there for 100 years and things are going well, people are not cheated, people are not defrauded, you understand? The funds are going at the place they should go. It should stay there. After all, people practice monarchy. I'm not even like me. I'm not against monarchy. If Nigeria today want to start practicing monarchy, I don't even care.
Well, I feel the Kama law is just a replica of what is obtainable in England. They call a charity commission.
Okay.
Where you have a law that sees what churches do with their finance.
Okay.
In terms of charity, in terms of church growth, and what have you. And I also feel it's a good thing that there's need for transparency in the church. You recall during the Mago saga, one of the witnesses said he mistakenly paid 500 and something million into the pastor's account. And almost 1 year it is because of the panel that he now remembered that such money was paid into such account. It's perceived that the church is used to launder the Nigerian Commonwealth. You understand? I feel there is need for transparency in the management of church fund. How did it come in? How was it spent? It's a very simple thing.
I feel that when we always hear these kind of things, until someone comes and simplifies this law for people to understand, there's always going to be hell to raise. Because Nigerians, whenever there's one law coming out, we don't hear both sides. We just jump at it.
And I also feel the church should obey it, because even in the Bible, I think in Romans, I think in Romans chapter 2 or thereabout, the Bible also said that we should respect government.
You should respect constitutional authority.
Yes.
I know that. But anyways, let's wait and see. Let's get some legal practitioners to give us some insight into the Karma law, because it's become something really controversial, especially like it will be said among the Pentecostal folk. So we move on from that story. Straight to Enugu, Katsina, Bauchi, Sokoto, Gombe, Ogun State, Ekiti. They said they are not opening schools when the federal government has said the schools should be open. These states have decided not to. Ogun State. Ogun State is where most of the a lot of schools are situated in Ogun State, Ekiti State, and Enugu State said they are not sure about this resumption date, so they are not going to be following the federal government. New Lagos State said they'll be opening in September. So, gentlemen, what do you think?
What's
briefly?
the federal government date?
I think it's September too.
Same September.
Well, I feel it's good. It's
like
a good
the federal
news.
government is speaking from governor of
You know the case.
Lagos.
The case is.
Once someone talks, that's another thing. Sorry.
You know the case is increasing. The cases are increasing in Enugu, despite that probably the media is not giving it.
Or the government is not talking about it.
The government is not talking about it.
Yeah.
But what we see on NCDC website,
Enugu
cases are on the increase also. So I feel in as much as I want the school to reopen, I also feel that it's also important. It's also important that we check some certain things. We put some certain measures in place.
Yeah.
Before schools will be reopened.
Well, churches in Lagos have been opened, but some churches said they will not open until they're very sure. Yes.
See, when it comes to COVID-19, what's actually played a whole lot of part is fear. Fear played a whole lot of part, and that's what brought some damaging effect on the whole thing. Because I believe if someone like me is the president of the country, I would have even opened up the country after 1 month. Yeah. I was talking with the doctor yesterday I think it should be on Thursday. Sorry, on Friday I was in Abakaliki, and in fact the person works in the COVID-19 center. Works there. He's a doctor in the. He told me. I was asking how is this thing. He told me the curve is coming down.
It's coming down.
Yeah, it's capitulating already. You understand that even though they have cases, but the incidents are not
so high. I think we need to understand that we have to live with this virus.
Exactly.
Even the new strain of virus, I hear it's not that deadly, but we have to live with the virus. Washing hands in public, hand sanitizers, is now going to become a part of our lifestyle.
Yes.
So I think we should get used to
Once
that.
we'll start with that, the disease will start.
Yeah, the disease will. Yeah. Let's close on this story, Arthur Eze versus your governor Obiano, and we leave that to our good friend Ebube from the great state of Anambra. Yes, what's going on with our senior bros, Arthur Eze and your governor?
The regional government in Southeast.
I think my state is a center of excellence.
And state is now Lagos.
What is happening there is
the last time I checked, Lagos is the center of excellence. So your state is now Lagos.
By Nigerian standard, I'm talking about by world standard.
Anambra State, we know is home of all.
Home of all things good.
Home of all.
Yes,
they were not is good.
We accommodate people. In fact, there is something that is called the Anambra Dream. Dream.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
We are
to accommodate everybody.
We are even somebody from Kanu can come and
make life
meaningful for himself and achieve all he can achieve.
Can I pause you there? Whoever is the next governor of Anambra State, I'd like to give you a warning. If you don't employ Ebube as your commissioner for information, then I don't know what you're doing. Ebube has championed Anambra State, just like that useless Samuel there has been talking about Onitsha all his life.
See, in Anambra State, there is a standard we have raised that we can only judge ourselves by our own standards. That's why I don't like when the people start saying, okay,
let's begin to talk about the standards.
Enugu, Imo, all those things. I say
let's talk about the standard you have raised.
One of the standards we say in Anambra State, like I went to the village yesterday. Okay, right? Yes. Just there in my village.
Yes.
Just there in my village.
Yes.
Somebody called me and said, please come and there's a place that federal government is starting a automobile industrial park. We should just go there and check what is happening.
Where now?
In Inewi now. That is the towns that are involved there are Akwehead, Unubi and Oga. Okay. There were people that own the land.
Okay.
And I went there and I see that work has started.
Okay.
I said, okay, anyway, why is it that they didn't do all this in other states?
Please, let's move on to Arthur Eze and Governor Obiano. Let's talk about Arthur Eze. Let's talk about Engineer Ato is
Okay,
right now.
okay. What is happening between the Ato and
What is hap-
Abokodike
and
Global?
what is
Wait,
happening
And
between
the swag governor.
what is happening between a regional government and the governor of Anambra State?
What do you mean by
see,
that?
it is a misunderstanding
Among brothers.
amongst brothers.
Oh.
And we know how to settle all these
Commissioner
things.
for tourism.
As you know how we settle all these things. You
Commissioner
understand?
for propaganda.
And Sammy, see, at a very see, far time all these things will be settled.
yeah.
We know how to do it.
We
Understand?
know how to do it.
So-
Why are you people dragging the traditional community?
Why are
the
you dragging
custodians
the Igwes up and
the
down?
custodians of the culture into
A political
this
brouhaha.
your brotherhood misunderstanding?
Anambra State is
An egalitarian state.
no, it's Anambra State that has this Igbo spirit you use the word egalitarian, but it's more of a communal system of leadership.
Commissioner.
So you will see the kings you talked about bringing down or not bringing down. Nobody's bringing them down. They chose a side which they are entitled to choose, right?
Because of the Lexus 470.
No,
Of course.
You
the
don't say
Lexus
that.
470 came
You should-
after the
but you
choice.
should know that every Anambra governor has a jeep that was sent by government. You understand? So that's not. It's not today we start seeing money. So forget about that.
Some of them doesn't have.
The tourism minister.
Some of them doesn't have.
I have
can point
upgraded you
to
from
few I know
commissioner
that
to
doesn't
minister.
Those people that doesn't have, go and check. Maybe their vehicles are spoilt and the grounded somewhere.
Ebube.
But I know that.
So
Ebube.
why is the
I
why
know
would
that.
state,
I
why would
have-
Anambra State government give you a car you cannot maintain as an Igwe?
No, it's not about maintenance. They are also being paid. There are people that don't have culture of
Ebube,
maintenance.
let me pause you.
So if you don't
I
have
have
culture of
upgraded you
maintenance,
from
you are
commissioner.
not- you're
You are
supposed to-
minister, don't worry. You are minister of tourism for Anambra State. But will this issue clear off before the elections
No,
next
it will
year?
clear off. It will clear off like every other thing clears off in Anambra State.
let's not run around this issue. It's a very simple thing. The regional government in the southeast Nigeria,
Who is the regional government?
engineer Ato Eze,
What do you mean by
has
that?
promised the government at the center to deliver the state to the ruling party, the current ruling party, and the state is not finding it funny that he wants to single-handedly deliver it, which I know he can. I don't think there is a government in Southeast that has emerged and
He's not part of it.
he's not part of
Also,
it.
you don't know that.
Eh?
All right.
This you said now, you don't know that.
All right.
I totally disagree
You
with
speak
you.
for Anambra
Yes.
State especially.
I expect
totally
you to disagree.
I totally disagree with you.
You
Yes.
speak for Anambra State especially.
Also gradually want to bring me into the fray by saying this. You want me to say more than I've said.
Oh.
But all I can say.
But what your principal has told you
Yeah.
to say is what you have said.
But all I can say is all I can say.
Oga dey talk.
No, Oga at the top. All I can say is that what we discuss in Anambra stays in Anambra.
Oh.
So COVID should have started in Anambra so that it will end in Anambra.
In Anambra State, we demystified COVID. My governor demystified COVID. If you know, we are the first state that opened up
Upgrade
market, and we
Ebube
don't
to
care.
give him a jeep. This guy is spiritedly defending this state. Now, wow.
You know, just as an American is passionate about America,
You are
I'm
passionate
passionate about Anambra, regardless of who is the governor. You cannot bring my state down for
Just the
goodness
way I'm
sake.
passionate about Enugu.
So
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
You're
Hello.
passionate about
Yes.
Enugu. I don't know about that one, but what I'm trying to say is this: what happens in Anambra stays in Anambra.
Your state is the home for all. Our state is in the hands of God. They are two different things.
No.
Put your state in the hands of God.
No.
Arthur is there and
Our
Governor
state is
Biana
the
will
light
suffer.
of the nation.
Eh.
Wherever we shine the light, the
state is home of all.
country moves.
It's the
Where?
light of the nation. That's the
Where?
light of the
From
nation.
where? From where? Home of where?
But EEDC is headquartered in Enugu. But that's all I have to say.
Owned by
Thank you.
an Anambra person.
But
Hey!
headquartered in Enugu.
But headquartered in
Enugu.
But headquartered in Enugu.
Anyway,
Let's go to the music. It's DJ Good Noise. When we get back, there's a quick question we want to ask you there as a man. And this question is going to be a question we expect more women to answer because it's been a question that has been asked since the birth of Jesus Christ. The question is to be asked after the break. We'll be right back.